The storm that had soaked the town finally broke into a pale morning. Sunlight brushed across Gainsborough like a false promise that things were returning to normal. But the police station was drowning in panic. And every officer felt it, a pressure in the air like something unseen was watching from the corners of the room. The anonymous video was still looping on every monitor in the conference room. The grainy shot of the chair. The coiled chains. The tripod. The man's voice repeating, "You love your cameras. So watch." No one spoke during the playback. They just stared, waiting for something new to appear, waiting for the silhouette to move or shift or reveal a hidden detail they had missed. Officer Mercer sat in the back, jaw tight, eyes dim. He had replayed the moment Elias Turner whispered to him about the one still out there over 100 times. The guilt crawled under his skin. He had been the last officer to interact with Elias while he was conscious. And yet Mercer could not shake the feeling that the man had known he wouldn't survive. That he had used his final breath to warn him. Before Mercer could speak, a tech analyst burst into the room. "We isolated the audio," she said. "There's something under the kidnapper's voice." Everyone leaned in. The speakers crackled. The flashlight clicked on. The man's voice echoed, "You love your cameras. So watch." And beneath it, a faint, warped, almost drowned in static, came a second voice, a woman, crying for help. The room froze. The distortion made her words almost impossible to understand. But 3 syllables cut through clearly, "Please, don't leave." It changed everything. Kidnapper wasn't finished. He wasn't boasting about past victims. He had someone right now. A fresh search began, stretching into the thick forest outside county lines. Dozens of officers fanned out. Each step recorded on bodycams now wired directly to a command truck where analysts watched every feed in real time. The irony wasn't lost on them. They were using the very cameras the kidnapper mocked. Hours passed. Nothing. Until Officer Jimenez's voice cracked over the radio. "I've got something." Her body cam showed a narrow deer trail leading to a clearing where an old cinder block structure stood half-collapsed. The roof sagged. Weeds engulfed the windows. It looked like the kind of place the forest itself wanted to bury. They approached in silence. The first thing they found was a chain, fresh, still warm from contact with skin. Then a cloth. A piece of a floral shirt. Then a smear of blood, small but unmistakable, leading into the dark doorway. Jimenez whispered, "We're not too late." The team swept the building, but it was emptied except for an object placed deliberately in the center of the room. A camera, new, clean, and touched by dust. Someone had left it there for them. The officers hesitated before pressing the playback button. Static filled the screen. Then the same concrete room the kidnapper had shown in the viral video appeared, but this time, someone was in the chair. A woman in her mid-20s, bound, terrified, shaking. Her eyes were red, her breath uneven. And behind her, a shadow paced slowly, almost rhythmically, like a predator preparing to strike. The woman begged, "Please, please don't leave me here." Then the kidnapper leaned in, speaking not to her but directly to the camera. "You want the truth? Then keep watching." And he shut off the camera. The room erupted into chaos. Desperation surged through every officer. They finally had proof the woman was alive, but they had no idea where the video had been filmed. The walls were blank. The floor was bare. No windows, no shadows long enough to guess direction. But Mercer noticed something the others missed: the breathing. In the background of the video, barely audible, was a rhythmic clicking sound, familiar, mechanical, like a train crossing rail joints. Mercer's heart sank. "The old rail depot," he whispered. "He's under the tracks." Within minutes, units sped toward the abandoned freight tunnels on the edge of town, a labyrinth of rusted platforms and forgotten maintenance corridors no one had entered in years. When they reached the entrance, Mercer switched on his body cam. The dark tunnel swallowed the light hole. Every step echoed. Every drop of water hit the concrete like a gunshot. And somewhere deep inside the tunnels, a woman was crying. Her voice grew louder as they approached a half-collapsed underground room. The smell was metallic, sharp. When the officers burst in, they found the chair, the chains, the tripod, but the woman was gone. And on the floor, written in thick black marker, were the words, "If you want her back, keep your cameras on." The officers stood in stunned silence. The kidnapper wasn't running from the investigation. He was directing it. And the entire country and millions of viewers glued to their screens realized the horrifying truth. He hadn't just been watching the cameras. He had been using them as part of the game.